Hey! Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. We're back here in DayZ, and we're talking about the update coming up for all platforms and the wipe that's also going to occur. So we're going to tell you what some of the changes are here and what to expect coming up for April. So let's get into it. Here we go. Let's go ahead and check out the tweet. The DayZ account said, make sure you mark this day, April 19th, 2022, because guess what? We aim to publish the update 1.17 that day. Since 1.17 is bringing the long-anticipated server and character wipe, we are expecting a big party on the beach, so don't miss it. Yeah, huge. It's currently been over. It is over on the experimental branch for Xbox and for PC. That doesn't mean that PlayStation is going to be left out. It just means Sony doesn't have an experimental program yet for their not servers, but for their systems. Dude, when you don't hold your breath, that is a rough shot. So yeah, rest assured, everybody's getting this. And over on the experimental side, there's been a lot of really cool changes. And as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and just bring these up here. So we already have the main patch list, or the patch notes. I already did a video on this. I will go ahead and link it now in the upper right-hand corner. So for PC, Xbox, or PlayStation, it pertains to everybody. A lot of really cool stuff there. And here are some of the additions that we can expect in the 1.17 patch. I'll go ahead and read these additions now, as the experimental did update, I think, today, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, some of the fixes are gear could not be added to other players' inventories. Several descriptive and UI issues in the options, menu, and control schemes. Gesture wheel was showing the wrong button hints under the default control scheme. Wrong animations for spears and pitchforks, melee, and throwing attacks. By the way, the addition of spears, great. Well, they're back in again. So we've got two variants. We've got the stone and the improvised bone spear. Beautiful, beautiful. And the other crafting stuff is fantastic. It's chef's kiss. It's fantastic. Bear traps were killing players who triggered them with a tool. That is hilarious. Bear traps and tripwires were missing their sounds when triggered. CR 550 magazine was hovering above the hand after hiding the gun. Cooking directly on cooking slots was missing the sound effects. Burned broom turned into the pristine wooden stick. Brooms and torches were offering an extinguished action even if they were not ignited. Default action text is showing when player wants to perform the drain or pour action. Player with a longhorn pistol in hands didn't raise the weapon when colliding with objects. So when you get close, your gun raising up, so you don't clip through the wall. More realistic. VoIP range was overlapping with controls. Opening the quick slot menu while holding VoIP button caused the VoIP icon to disappear. Improvised rope belt was not retaining the damage state of the rope, and vice versa. Changed action input, jeez, will be prioritized over inventory actions, climbing on a ladder before dropping your item in hands. Central economy was not spawning mushrooms, fruits, and stones. Okay, well, that explains a lot. In the offline database, types.xml is missing default parameters. Known issues for now, and these could be resolved by the end of, or when this does get pushed out. There are incorrect animations for ejecting ammo after the last shot from some rifles and shotguns. While climbing a ladder, light is emitted even when the light source is hidden. Items in the inventory or dropped on the ground are not getting the wet status properly. Improvised face cover is clipping with hair of some female characters. While holding animation of the left hand when aiming, wrong holding animation of the left hand when aiming with pistols. So that, in addition to this list here that we already did in the previous video, is most likely those changes and maybe a few more before April comes through. And we're going to say that's like mid to late April. But that's really cool that everybody's getting the update at the same time. We have been playing over on the experimental side, and it's been fantastic. Those additions are well deserved, but like just welcomed by the community. A lot of things for the console side. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and go through that right quick. One of the biggest things, and again, if you're PlayStation, don't let this freak you out, because we essentially have the same kind of layout, so just kind of swap out, the respective buttons. So this is going to pertain to you guys as well. The biggest thing for us, because when they added the voice range, that was removed the schema wasn't updated. So the fact that we've got the ability to do that, we have voice activation is back, fantastic. And the voice range is huge. I mean, how many times have you been in there and trying to engage somebody and you couldn't, or if you have your teammates with you, because we exclusively do in-game whenever we play, like sometimes you want to whisper And it's so cool that we can do that. I know PC's had it for a while. We technically have it in our version. There's just no way. There was no way to change the control scheme, but now there is. Speaking of control schemes, what's really cool is if you're used to the old one, you can just set up the default and nothing will change for you. But if you want to embrace the new stuff and some of the new options, there is this option here. And apparently, there's also a way for them to make some subtle changes across the board without changing everything in the ecosystem as far as the control schemas are concerned. Very exciting for us on the console side. On PC's probably like, yeah, we've had that. I'd be like, yeah, we know. So a lot of really cool stuff there. A lot of craftable items that are really cool. The spear's back in. Can't wait for that stuff on the beach, especially when nobody's got any gear. The naked fights are going to be fantastic, and I cannot wait. Rest assured, we will let you know when this does hit. We will be on the beach in the chaos that is the console version. Livonia, Chinaris, you name it, we're going to be there. So, yes, if you found this useful and helpful, be sure to drop a like. It really does help out tremendously. And if you're into it and you want to know about the updates and when we're live streaming, consider dropping that subscribe and turning on that notification bell so you guys can be updated when it does occur. Let me see if I can actually land a shot before we go. Oh, my goodness. I'm amazing. All right, we'll see you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye. Let's just jump off. I have admin, so I'm not going to hurt myself. Let's just see if we can... Let's try hip shot these guys. Headshot. Shoulder shot.